Section 5. Conclusion. Motivating yourself, motivating your patients, and motivating other team members. Chapter 48. What is motivation? There are countless theories of human motivation, each of which sheds light on some aspect of it while ignoring others. While this diversity leads to a great deal of ambiguity, most of these theories share areas of overlap and disagreement, regardless of their differences. Each theory contributes a unique perspective, and their implications for practice differ significantly. Read on to learn about the many different theories of motivation. There is no single theory that best explains human behavior. Motivation is a process. It is a dynamic force within the mind that causes people to act and move toward a goal. Several things can motivate people, such as rewards, punishments, or self-motivation. In most cases, motivation involves stimulating individuals to accomplish tasks. People are motivated by a variety of factors, including the fulfillment of needs and desires, the achievement of a desired goal, and the satisfaction of their own needs. In other cases, the motivation may occur in an individual only, and it may also come from other sources. For example, high-motivated employees are more likely to remain in the organization and increase their earnings within it, and less likely to quit their jobs. A motivated employee will also be less likely to engage in absenteeism, poor work ethic, and labor unrest. Ultimately, this will improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the organization. High levels of motivation will also boost morale, which is a good thing for a business. The process of motivation can be positive or negative, and can include a reward for good work or a demotion for non-performance. Positive motivation is a form of positive reinforcement, while negative motivation uses negative means to induce desired behaviors. As a result, the process of motivation is a dynamic one, and not all people respond to the same types of rewards and punishments. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to motivation. Regardless of the motivational style, it should be ongoing. Human beings have many basic needs. Physical needs include food, drink, and health. Psychological and social needs include safety, shelter, and old age pension. They also have social needs, such as the desire for affection and the desire to belong to society. The satisfaction of these basic needs allows people to achieve higher order needs. If the primary needs are fulfilled, the motivational process will increase. This is a natural and cyclic process that occurs throughout our lives. The importance of rewards is paramount to human motivation. In addition to the reward itself, expectancy also plays a vital role in determining how motivated a person is. As long as the rewards are valuable, people will feel motivated to work hard and complete the task, depending on the outcome. This increase in motivation can make the difference between a productive employee and an unhappy one. However, it is important to recognize that the rewards and punishments of these actions are often not directly proportional. It is important to note that sustaining motivation is difficult, even under the best circumstances. Often, the factors that inspire us differ from person to person. The key is to find something that works for you. Motivating yourself and your team will reward you in the end. When other people aren't pushing you, keep on pushing until the reward comes. Motivation is an ongoing process that takes time to change. If you're looking for a quick fix for an ailing motivation, the best way to get it is to change your attitude. Chapter 49. Motivating yourself as a nurse. You can find nursing jobs all over the country. Finding your own unique purpose in life will drive you through long hours and provide a solid reason to work hard. Hopefully that purpose is in home health as you read through this book. People who are truly motivated are those who enjoy their work and are excited to go to work each day. You can identify your own personal motivations by interviewing some of the most highly motivated people in your area. Motivation levels and self-concept. A strong connection between self-esteem and professional self-concept, and that a positive relationship between the two affects nursing students' motivation levels. Self-esteem, professional self-concept, and motivation levels all influence nursing students' overall performance. This study also found that nursing students with a higher self-esteem were more motivated than those with lower self-esteem. It also found that the higher self-esteem, the higher the motivation level, the better the nursing student performed in the clinical setting. However, it is important to remember that high levels of knowledge and skill are necessary for successful nurses. Physicians value nurses with high levels of knowledge and accept them. Consequently, nurses with high levels of knowledge and skill are more confident at their work and have less anxiety through their workday. This in turn boosts clinical motivation and improves nurses' job satisfaction. Need of competence and self-determination theory. Throughout our lives, we encounter many opportunities for mastery. This is why we develop different skills and strive to gain mastery in different areas. When we feel connected to others and that we have the skills to fulfill our needs, we are more likely to take action. Our environment also influences our level of competence. The environment of our family, friends, co-workers, healthcare professionals, and culture influence our psychological needs. As a nurse, you may have to face challenges. You must be able to support patients' autonomy, while also ensuring their safety. This means respecting the rights of the patients and not controlling their behavior. As a nurse, you must understand and appreciate the value of autonomy in nursing practice. When working with patients, you must ensure that they are given the tools they need to make informed decisions. It is important to understand the theoretical underpinnings of self-determination theory. Nurses need to consider intrinsic motivation when implementing behavioral change. This means understanding the motivation behind adherence to standards and medical instructions. Self-determination theory is an excellent way to understand trends in nursing. This theory also applies to self-regulatory behaviors, such as patient compliance with medical instructions. The need for autonomy motivates people to work on their own goals and achieve higher psychological well-being. Need of competence and self-determination theory in nursing is important for the future of a nursing career. It is important for a nurse to be competent in all areas of nursing and to have sufficient knowledge to carry out a given task. In addition, self-determination theory helps people become more autonomous by helping them develop the skills they need for a career. If you have this skill set, then you are well on your way to achieving your goals. Fueling your body with healthy foods to stay motivated. To stay physically fit, nurses must eat the right foods. Ideally, they should eat several small meals a day, but they can also pack in snacks. Nurses should limit the amount of fast food they eat and aim to limit their intake of processed and sugary food. For nutrition tips, visit Daily Nurse, which offers eating hacks for busy nurses. Caring for other people can wear on the mind and body. When you work long hours, you may be tempted to reach for sugary foods in the break room or grab something from the vending machine. You may also be tempted to eat unhealthy food from coworkers. The pressure of a 12-hour shift can leave you little time to prepare a healthy meal. Furthermore, other commitments outside of work can reduce the amount of time you have to prepare a nutritious meal. Taking breaks. Taking breaks is an effective way to boost your productivity. The main goal of taking breaks is to stop focusing and recharge. The benefits of these short breaks are many. By doing so, you can return to your work refreshed and ready to perform at your best. In addition to providing you with time to recharge, taking breaks is also beneficial for your health. Here are some tips to make the most of your breaks at work. Take regular breaks. Research shows that taking breaks has several benefits, including increased productivity. It has been shown that human brains are not wired to focus for 8 hours without any break, and the average workday has only 3 hours of productive time. Breaking from your work can reduce mental fatigue and help you stay focused. In addition to increasing your productivity, taking breaks will make you a happier and more productive worker. Take a break from your work when you need it. Take short breaks. Short breaks provide the PFC with a brief respite and revitalize. Short breaks help employees remain focused, improve motivation, and boost their creativity. Also, walking around is great for both physical and mental health. Even a few minutes of walking around is beneficial. By taking regular breaks, you will find that you feel refreshed and ready to tackle any task you have, and you'll be glad you did. Schedule your breaks. If your day is long, a break will help you regain your energy and get back to work with increased productivity. If you're distracted, it can prevent you from achieving your goals. Instead of allowing distractions to ruin your focus, you should plan a break for yourself to rejuvenate. Breaks will give you time to think about your work and come up with solutions to problems. Having an accountability partner or study group. The benefits of an accountability partner are obvious, but there are several other benefits, too. An accountability partner helps you set short-term goals and reminds you of the deadlines. It also helps you stay grounded and avoid over-optimism. Accountability partners are also good for reflection. They will make sure you stay focused on the present. A mentor will guide you along your path to nursing success, not only provide advice, but also provide valuable information that will improve your performance. Another benefit of having an accountability partner is that it can help you make improvements in your work. Many nurses work in teams, and it is important to make sure that everyone is happy with the job. If you are not comfortable offering feedback, find someone who is. You can then share your knowledge with them. Sharing knowledge helps your team improve, and it strengthens bonds among nurses. If possible, offer to mentor a teammate, too. This will help you develop better professional relationships and help you become more effective in your role. An accountability partner can help you stay focused on your goals. A good accountability partner can be a coworker, friend, or family member. It is important to set up a system for check-ins and keep each other motivated. This can also be an excellent source of motivation for you. When you have someone to hold you accountable, You will be more likely to complete tasks and work on your goals. Finding a distinctive purpose at work. Many people struggle with burnout, but finding a distinct purpose at work is essential for recapturing enthusiasm and joy. Knowing why you're doing what you do makes the work much easier. Nursing jobs are available across the US, so you're likely to find one near you. There are several benefits of finding a purpose at work, such as a satisfying career, helping others, or even changing people's lives. A sense of purpose is vital for living a rewarding healthcare career. A hospital or clinic or home health agency is much more successful when its staff members are energized and engaged. Their purpose is built into their lives and helps them make a difference. In addition, purposeful people are happier, more productive, and less likely to burn out. Leaders who support their team members in finding their purpose are likely to have happier employees. Chapter 50. Strategies for motivating your patients. This chapter discusses strategies for motivating your patients. These include building rapport, using mirror neurons, and setting realistic goals. By following these tips, you can make your patients happier and more likely to comply with your orders. Use these methods to motivate your patients and keep them motivated and engaged throughout their recovery. They will thank you. Using motivational interviewing techniques and mirror neurons to engage your patients is an effective way to help them achieve their goals. Motivational interviewing. The research to validate the effectiveness of motivational interviewing for patients focuses on two dimensions of change: confidence and self-efficacy. The former is a person's belief that they are capable of changing their behavior. The latter is the belief that the person can achieve their goals. In general, motivational interviewing helps patients increase their confidence and self-efficacy. Patients can learn to express their own goals and why they need to make the change. A recent meta-analysis of studies found that treatment outcomes after a brief motivational interview were statistically significant. 3 of the studies examined different variables, including willingness to engage in treatment for substance use, referral to a specialist, and written summaries. Overall, these studies indicated a positive effect on patients' attitudes and behavior. However, it is still unclear whether this type of intervention will increase patient commitment and success with change. While addressing the patient's reluctance to change, clinicians must consider the setting in which the patient lives. For example, a patient may attend an eating disorder clinic and eventually be admitted to a specialized hospital. The clinician should emphasize the patient's values and identify obstacles that prevent them from achieving their goals. In this way, a patient-centered approach can be successful. The clinician should be empathic to address patients' ambivalence toward change and the fact that the change they seek is usually part of a better daily lifestyle. Building rapport. Research shows that building rapport with patients is crucial for the healing process. According to a 2014 study published in PLOS Medicine, patients with a positive relationship with their healthcare providers provide better clinical information and are more likely to follow up. Besides, rapport can help reduce stress. Moreover, patients with a positive relationship with their healthcare providers are more likely to provide accurate and honest information. To create a positive rapport with patients, follow up with them regularly and listen to their concerns. During difficult conversations, you should use measured voice and mirror your patient. If possible, maintain a friendly demeanor and use the right language. Make sure to communicate any changes in your patient's ability to complete tasks and keep your word. When possible, practice all of these techniques. Pick ones that feel natural to you and practice them. After all, you are building rapport with your patients. Rapport is commonly used in healthcare and is assumed to be a fundamental part of professional-patient relationships. While rapport is a general term, specific studies have attempted to define it more specifically in the health field. Many studies have also tried to define other complex terms used in healthcare such as person-centered care and resilience, but there is no consensus about its definition. For the purposes of this article, rapport has been defined as a sense of trust and a shared understanding between a healthcare professional and a patient. Rapport is an important part of any healthcare relationship and should be cultivated in the early stages of patient care encounters. Good rapport leads to positive patient outcomes, better adherence to treatments, and improved patient satisfaction. As a result, it is important to train healthcare professionals in interpersonal communication and to incorporate it into their daily practice. This article has been structured to analyze literature on these two concepts. It will be discussed further in future research on these topics. Using mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are brain regions involved in the imitation of simple movements and learning complex skills. They also play a role in perception, communication, and theory of mind. Moreover, mirror neurons help us share our feelings and sensations. This understanding is beneficial for both patients and caregivers. Here are some tips on how to motivate your patients by using mirror neurons. The connection between mirrored neuronal activity and empathy is an obvious advantage. When we see the emotions of others, we interpret them the same way. Our mirror neurons help us understand how others feel. The same emotion can cause different reactions from different people, which helps us understand how to respond to those emotions. Besides, mirror neurons are also helpful in motivational and empathy counseling. They can help your patients learn to interact better in social settings, even if they are struggling with mental health issues. Research on mirror neurons began in the 1990s when scientists studied non-human primates. They found that when humans watched another primate grab an object, a certain part of their brain fired. These signals were similar to the actual action potentials. The results of this study suggest that mirror neurons can help motivate patients. This research has several benefits and will continue to inspire more research in the field. So, don't hesitate to use mirror neurons in your daily clinical practice. A recent study has revealed the relationship between human motor and speech. Mirror neurons can help patients improve their motor skills by recognizing how they are responding to other people. The authors of this paper explain how mirror neurons are involved in motor and language processing. Their findings have implications for the treatment of a wide range of neurological disorders. They also provide arguments for and against the role of mirror neurons in speech perception. There is a strong connection between verbal speech and gesture-based language. Setting realistic goals. To motivate patients to make positive changes in their life, set meaningful goals for them. Each patient is unique in their personality, life circumstances, and hopes for the future. Setting goals that are meaningful to your patient's life is a collaborative effort that taps into the intrinsic drive that motivates them to change. The key is to set goals that your patients can actually achieve. To help them reach their goals, consider the following tips. Choose an activity that patients can enjoy. If they hate physical activity, they are unlikely to stay consistent and may give up altogether. A patient can ask a colleague to join a walking club or join a mall walking group. Parents can engage in physical activities with their children by setting an example for them to follow. They can model a healthy lifestyle for their children. If you want to motivate your patients to be active, set goals that are achievable but stretchable. Set meaningful goals for your patients. Patients should identify which behaviors they want to change and which ones they enjoy. It may also help to include emotional goals. If your patients have emotional problems, they might need to address them before setting goals. Likewise, patients should define why they want to change. If you help them create meaningful goals, they will feel motivated and be more likely to meet them. If they set goals that are not meaningful, they will be less likely to achieve them. Write down your goals. Creating a written goal can help you remember the details of it. It will also help you stay motivated and focused. Setting goals is also an excellent way to boost your self-esteem. You can use the SMART method to set goals, a structured framework that includes letters and numbers related to the desired outcome. This framework will help you set realistic goals that are both attainable and achievable. Chapter 51. How to motivate your coworkers. Here are some ways to motivate them and increase their commitment to the team. As a leader, you should be patient, empathize with their struggles, offer solutions, and reward hard work. Working with uncommitted coworkers can be frustrating. Here are some ways to motivate your coworkers so that you can get the best results possible. Working together as a team. Motivating coworkers by working together as one team is a proven way to boost morale. This type of collaborative effort builds bonds between team members and creates a sense of belonging among them. Teamwork also requires people to pitch in and help one another. The team can change direction as required, giving flexibility and adaptability to its circumstances. If it's done right, it can even motivate the most resistant employees. A Stanford faculty member, Gregory Walton, co-authored a paper in the Journal of Experimental Psychology that found that cues to work as a team increased intrinsic motivation in participants. In other words, people want to do work that's intrinsically rewarding. But what is intrinsic motivation? In psychology, motivation comes from within and is derived from personal values and goals. If it comes from within, people tend to sustain their motivation over time. By working together as a team, the team can make a difference and be a positive force for a company. To motivate coworkers to work as a team, create challenges for the team. Make the team members take on a challenge together, such as saving money or improving service. Physical challenges also help in team bonding. Provide training and advancement opportunities for team members so they can learn to work well together. Make sure everyone on the team is working together fairly, regardless of the role they play. This way, everyone has an opportunity to contribute to the team's success. Work in teams can help motivate individuals by fostering a sense of friendship and loyalty. Teamwork creates a positive work environment and can allow employees to work harder without feeling lonely. Moreover, it prevents individual problems from affecting the team's productivity. This is a highly valuable asset in the workplace. It helps the employees to get along with each other and accomplish tasks faster. There are fewer problems and stress when working in teams. Being a compassionate listener. Compassionate listening is essential in any work environment. It ensures a healthy flow of communication and increases employee retention. Research shows that employees who receive empathy from coworkers are more likely to stay with an organization and work efficiently. By being compassionate, you will help employees feel more valued and appreciated. Empathy is a vital part of being a good leader, employee, and colleague. Empathy is a trait that every employer looks for when hiring new employees. Natural leaders are incredibly motivating and excellent collaborators. They put the well-being of the team before their own goals and success. Fortunately, you can train yourself to be compassionate and empathic, even if you don't have an MBA. It can be learned through training and exposure, so you can develop your awareness of other people's lives, values, and motivations. Compassionate leadership is a practice that blurs the line between self and others, fostering a sense of belonging and trust. When you show compassion to others, you create an environment in which diverse people can be creative, enthusiastic, and productive. A compassionate leader never fails to ask questions, solicit feedback, and communicate effectively with his or her coworkers. And because compassion is an integral component of service, it makes leaders feel good about themselves. Being a compassionate leader requires empathy and compassion. Compassionate leaders acknowledge the challenges of others, enabling them to thrive in their work. They are aware of their own limitations and strengths, and are open to new approaches and strategies. By empathizing with other people, compassionate leaders are able to build a culture of understanding and compassion within their organization. So, be compassionate while motivating your coworkers, offering solutions. The first step in motivating your coworkers is to be approachable and listen to their concerns. It is essential to constantly communicate with your employees, since you should know their grievances and expectations. If you take the time to hear them out, you'll build a positive atmosphere and increase morale. Additionally, it's important to show your coworkers that you believe in them and their abilities. This will boost their confidence and productivity, so don't forget to show them that they are valued. Another effective way to motivate your coworkers is by setting a good example. Be a sounding board for their concerns. Oftentimes, coworkers feel unappreciated and uninspired by their work. By acting as a sounding board for their ideas, you'll encourage them to do the same. In addition, a supportive colleague will serve as an ally, and the positive environment will inspire them to work harder. Rewarding hard work. Rewarding hard work as a motivational tool can be incredibly effective. Employees who feel appreciated and recognized are more likely to stay at a company and show more loyalty. Rewarding employees with a high-quality reward shows that you recognize their efforts and appreciate them. Employees feel more engaged and motivated to work hard for you. It's important that you never underestimate the power of recognition. Recognizing hard work and mentioning it in meetings can be an effective way to motivate employees. Praise can be given when deliverables are completed on time or work is completed ahead of schedule. High-performing employees may feel valued and rewarded when they receive praise or mention that they contributed to the company's success. By offering praises and rewards in front of their coworkers, they will feel recognized and appreciated. Rewarding employees during impromptu meetings can make them feel valued and appreciated. Employees want to feel appreciated for their efforts. A well-deserved reward will keep them motivated and happy. The best way to do this is to recognize their contributions. Rewarding your coworkers for hard work and completing projects is one of the best ways to motivate them. Employees want to feel recognized for their efforts, but this recognition doesn't have to involve monetary or prize money. Companies like Deloitte, for example, use software to reward their workers by allowing them to appear on leadership boards and earn badges. Employees who consistently receive recognition and feedback will continue to work hard. When employees are tired or overwhelmed, they won't produce the best work. Rewarding hard work in this way creates a healthy competition between coworkers. Ultimately, rewards are essential for high-quality work, but don't forget to consider the mental, emotional, and physical health of your employees. By measuring motivation, you'll be able to create a successful incentive program. Transparency in the workplace. If you want to inspire your employees, you should practice transparency. Be honest about your plans and expectations, and keep everyone updated. Make sure that you have open door policies and conduct regular meetings to communicate what's expected from your team. if you're not transparent about certain things. This can cause animosity and a lack of respect for you. Embrace transparency in your own life as well as your business. Openness about salaries is a good way to encourage open communication and encourage open discussions. While salary discussions are typically taboo in many cultures, the openness and communication of salary can lead to a more positive working environment. It also helps to eliminate discrimination and foster a sense of togetherness and recognition of similar accomplishments. Transparency will improve your productivity and employee engagement, which will result in greater happiness and creative thinking. One key to increasing employee engagement is creating an environment where employees are transparent about company goals and practices. Transparency opens up new lines of conversation and creates opportunities to tap into hidden resources. MIT Senior Lecturer Otto Scharmer explains that why is critical, and sharing goals and objectives openly is an important way to create a culture of trust. It also helps employees align their work with higher-level goals. Creating an environment where people are openly and honestly communicating will help the company grow. Transparency builds trust, which increases employee productivity. Ultimately, this can help you improve customer service and boost revenue. With better transparency, you'll have a happier team, which results in better productivity, higher profits, and excellent customer-client relations. There's no reason you shouldn't follow the example of transparency if you want to motivate your employees. Chapter 52: Philosophy of Nursing Ideals and Beliefs. The philosophy of nursing is very personal to each and every nurse. There is no right or wrong answer to it. But your philosophy of nursing is what you make of it, and it is unique to you. It combines values, ideals, and beliefs to develop a theoretical framework for professional practice. Non-nursing philosophers also contribute to the philosophy of nursing, addressing key concepts in the practice of nursing. For example, Jacques Maritain explored the relationship between reason and intuition, and Mary Clark elaborated the metaphysical assumptions about human persons. Alas, MacIntyre considered contemporary ethical thinking, while Edith Stein proposed a phenomenological understanding of empathy and a theory of values, and Matt Labech explored the notion of human dignity. Values. A nurse's personal philosophy of nursing is a reflection of their individual values. This statement serves as a guide to their daily work, and it provides focus and motivation to fulfill their responsibilities. The philosophy also reflects the individual's willingness to change and adapt. Here are a few tips to help you develop your own personal nursing philosophy. Ethical principles define the behavior of nurses, and they include respect and dignity of individuals. Social justice also involves ensuring equal access to healthcare services for everyone, regardless of race, gender, or culture. Finally, it calls for ethical decision-making. Nursing students should strive to develop appropriate skills and acquire knowledge necessary for their career. These principles should guide their professional practice, and nursing educators should adopt them according to local, national, and religious conditions. Personal and professional values guide the behavior and attitude of a nurse. Personal values are formed by cultural influences and personal needs, while professional values influence nursing practices and responsibilities. A nurse's personal philosophy will guide her decisions and actions to achieve the desired patient outcome. Nursing values will also guide her teaching and research. An appropriate nursing philosophy will guide her to provide compassionate care, but will also promote health and healing for those she serves. If nursing philosophy is important to you, be sure to make time for your personal reflection on the subject. As a nurse, you may also consider how you relate to your role and what drives you. For example, you may value collaborating with other healthcare professionals in their mission, or you may enjoy collaborating with patients to improve their health. If this is true, incorporating your personal connection to your role into your nursing philosophy will motivate you and guide you throughout your career. And in a hospital, nursing values can include making a difference in the lives of patients. Ideals. Nursing philosophy is an important part of a nurse's practice. The values derived from nursing philosophy guide the work of nurses. They help nurses remain committed and focused on the daily tasks, while also inspiring persistence. They guide nurses in navigating difficult decisions and help them evaluate the responsibilities they have. There are many ideals of nursing philosophy to choose from. Each philosophy has its advantages and disadvantages, but they all have a common purpose: to improve the lives of patients. The character of a nurse also plays an important role in nursing philosophy. Nurses should respect the dignity of patients and act without discrimination. They should not make a distinction based on race, religion, financial status, or physical disability. They must be compassionate and be able to listen to the patient's needs. Nursing philosophy emphasizes the importance of being compassionate, attentive, and understanding. The character of a nurse is an essential element of the work of a nurse. An individual's ideals of nursing philosophy should be unique. Florence Nightingale, for instance, believed that nursing was a spiritual calling. She believed that each patient had a spiritual dimension. Therefore, nurses were called to serve others and help them in their spiritual distress. Any nurse can create a philosophy of nursing based on their own beliefs and theories, but it's important to remember that the statements must be true to who they are. Beliefs. Beliefs in nursing philosophy are a personal statement of how you view the world and the work you do. Nursing philosophy helps nurses make decisions and stay motivated by providing a higher purpose. By identifying your own personal philosophy, you can make a difference in your nursing career and stand out from other candidates in a highly competitive industry. As a nurse, you must take the uniqueness of every individual into account. You must work to ensure that each person has access to high-quality care, reduce health disparities, and reach out to vulnerable groups. Ultimately, nursing is about helping people. It is a privilege to help others. Nursing philosophy emphasizes these ideals. Beliefs about human dignity are important to consider when implementing nursing practices. Personal values. Having a personal nursing philosophy helps nurses define their core values. These values determine their work and behaviors. Having a philosophy allows nurses to stay connected to their purpose and mission. Personal nursing philosophy allows them to understand the meaning of their work and the impact it has on their patients and the community. It can also inspire nurses to work for a purpose beyond their career. It can even lead to a successful career. Steps to writing a personal philosophy of nursing. Your personal philosophy of nursing statement should be short and concise. It should explain your personal reasons for becoming a nurse, which may be theoretical or emotional. You should define nursing in terms of its importance to society and the underprivileged. It should also describe what roles you play in the nursing profession and why you feel that role is important. In writing your philosophy, you need to keep in mind your own values and beliefs. When you're writing your personal philosophy of nursing, remember that your beliefs and values are at the heart of your personal and professional life. They help you make decisions, practice nursing skills, and lead a life of service. You might be aware of your own personal beliefs, or you may be able to uncover them through a reflective exercise. In either case, your philosophy of nursing is your unique combination of beliefs, values, skills, and traits that define your unique character and approach to the profession. A personal philosophy of nursing should give the reader a sense of purpose and help them define their own professional values. It helps them focus on their day-to-day tasks and helps them measure the difficulties of difficult decisions. A personal philosophy of nursing is a valuable tool for nurses. It can make a difference in their career. It may even inspire future employees to pursue a nursing career. Chapter 53. The importance of self-care for nurses. The importance of self-care for nurses is often underestimated or ignored by professional nurses. Taking breaks and using your own time are two key ways to prioritize self-care, regardless of your role. You deserve time to relax and rejuvenate. You owe it to yourself to give yourself the attention you deserve. Misinterpretation of self-care by professional nurses. The concept of self-care is an important one. It involves making decisions on one's own behalf to improve one's health and well-being. Self-care practices also involve social interaction, learning, and developing knowledge and skills. In short, self-care improves physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. In fact, self-care practices can also prevent diseases. By engaging in self-care activities, nurses can increase their sense of autonomy, which is essential to their job. However, the concept of self-care has been largely ignored by professional nurses. The Nurse's Pledge of Service, which states that patient care is the first priority, has contributed to confusion in the nursing community. In many cases, nursing professionals misunderstand self-care as selfish behavior and consider it to be a sign of selfishness. This misinterpretation can lead to stress, depression, and feelings of worthlessness and helplessness, common barriers to self-care for nurses. Although nurses are integral to the fight against lifestyle-related diseases, many of them do not engage in healthy self-care practices. To identify barriers to self-care and promote health, we used qualitative content analysis to examine nurses' perceptions of facilitators and barriers to health-promoting behavior. Findings from this study revealed 7 themes: lack of time and resources, unhealthy food, culture, fatigue, external commitments, and positive and negative role models. Addressing these barriers requires a combination of interpersonal, intrapersonal, and institutional change. While nurses are aware of the importance of self-care, implementing it is not always easy. Nurses face many challenges in developing and maintaining healthy habits, including conflicting work and home responsibilities, time, and money. However, self-care is crucial for nurses' well-being. In fact, 87% of nurses report that they could take better care of themselves if they had more time, although they report spending only 4 hours a day on physical activity, 2 hours per day watching television, and 280 minutes at a desk. Setting limits and boundaries to prioritize self-care for nurses. The role of nursing is demanding and stressful, but there are ways to relieve some of the stress from this occupation. A recent study found that more than 80% of nurses reported varying degrees of mental and physical effects from the COVID-19 pandemic. Nursing also relies on compassion and empathy, two skills that are often compromised if nurses are stressed. A nurse who is depleted of these skills may not be able to provide the necessary care for patients. Self-care for nurses is particularly important in a profession that requires close attention to patients and their needs. Nursing is one of the most stressful professions, and a nurse may not have enough time to prioritize her own needs. However, intentional self-care can keep a nurse physically, mentally, and spiritually healthy. Taking time to focus on your own health is a critical skill that every nurse must master. Self-care for nurses doesn't have to be a big project. Start small and start with things you enjoy doing. Start small and build up from there. Many nurses feel like they don't have time for self-care. The results of ignoring your own needs are negative. Rather than feeling guilty about it, try taking advantage of others and setting aside time to do what you love. In order to develop effective interventions for nurse self-care, research should interview professional nurses and focus on how these models have helped them. Ultimately, the goal of such research is to help nurses prioritize their self-care. In addition to conducting interviews with nurses, nursing programs should also focus on how effective the model is in promoting health. If nurses are interested in developing a self-care education program, they can sign up for an online course or sign up for a self-care workshop. Taking breaks to prioritize self-care for nurses. Self-care for nurses is crucial to their overall health, and nursing is no exception. Self-care for nurses means setting boundaries and guarding your productivity. It can be hard to say no to patients or to other tasks, but self-care can go a long way in reducing stress and anxiety. Nursing is a demanding, unpredictable profession, and it takes its toll on a nurse's mind and body. Nurses who practice self-care are more effective caregivers, and patients benefit from it. Another way to prioritize self-care for nurses is to take intentional pauses. Listening to podcasts, taking a short walk after paying bills, or writing a journal can all help you take care of yourself. These intentional pauses help nurses avoid burnout and boost their mood and memory. In addition, fresh air can make you feel more alert and energized when you return to work. Taking breaks can help a nurse feel better about themselves and their ability to give quality care to others. Taking breaks to prioritize self-care for nursing is essential for nurses' well-being. Since nurses work in high-stress environments, it's vital for them to learn how these stressful environments impact their physical and mental health. If needed, nurses can also turn to counseling and therapists for advice. There are a number of services near them, and their employers should offer their employees a counseling service if they need it. Taking breaks to prioritize self-care for nursing is important for nurses' health. Self-care doesn't make you selfish, but it is important for their overall well-being. Nurses who prioritize self-care are better equipped to handle their daily challenges. For example, 70% of nurses say that their patients' health is their highest priority. However, nurses cannot give the best care when their cups are empty. Instead, they must make time to do things they enjoy.